Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you all enjoyed my review of Black Panther. Remember guys, I've always been saying, thank you for 236 subs guys. Keep on subscribing. I appreciate the views. Remember, it's Levi McNally 983 with a mass profile picture. Stay on this YouTube channel. Stay subscribed to this one. You can watch videos with the Batman Mask of the Phantasm if you've watched those videos of mine. And you've been followers, me for like 11 years on that channel. Stay on this channel. So, yeah. Just letting you guys know. Yeah. Just letting you know, okay? Just stick to this channel. But anyway, guys, I'm Levi McNally. Levi McNally. You know, Levi. Or just Levi. Just call me Levi. But anyway, I've been doing YouTube for like 11 years now. I believe 11 years. Since 2013. Yeah. But my channel got canceled, so I had to create this new channel. Which I intend on keeping anyway. But what I've been doing, guys, is a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. I've been reviewing superhero movies, talking about some TV shows as well, some on my other channel, and some I'm gonna talk about on this channel as well. How I do that is I get a piece of paper, have like a notebook down here on my desk, and I just write my favorite episodes and stuff. But we'll get to all that later. But for now, what I've been doing, what I've been called a superhero marathon. I've been doing what I call the 2010s era superhero reviews. These are superhero movies that came out in 2010 to 2019. They're right near. Ugh, can I talk right? Right now we're in the year 2018. Yeah, and I reviewed Black Panther, so I hope you enjoy that. And the next review here, this is a DC film, an adult animated superhero film. There's a DC animated film directed by Sam Liu, written by Alan Burnett in his last work before his retirement. This is the 32nd film of the DC Universe animated original movies and the 10th film of the DC animated movie universe. Yes, and this film, yeah, and that is Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. I really enjoy this movie. Fuck the Suicide Squad movie from 2016. I hate that movie. Yeah, this is better. And number one, this is rated R. Yes, you see that? Rated R. Oh, this movie doesn't play around. It is rated R. Yeah. Doesn't have that much language in it, but it does have some. It does have strong bloody violence. It does. Some sexual content, yes. And it does have some drugs and some nudity in it. So, but it doesn't play around. This movie does have blood gore in it. It gives you what you want out of a Suicide Squad movie. Them killing folks left and right. Because again, these are villains. These are villains. The Suicide Squad are villains. Their movie should be rated R. I don't care if David Ayer had director's cut. Doesn't matter to me. That film still sucks. I like Will Smith in it, but that was about it. I can't stand Margot Robbie. This Harley Quinn is the real Harley Quinn to me. Yeah, and is much better in here. Uh, yeah, but this was a really good movie. Probably my favorite Suicide Squad movie. I know we had the live action one, but I had my problems with that one as well. I do have some issues here as well with this movie, but despite that, this is still really enjoyable. Yeah, it's just some of those problems just bring my rating down just by one tad a little bit. But we'll get to that rating later. We'll talk about how the movie itself and stuff, not too much to talk about. But this is direct to video. And like I said, don't let your kids watch this movie because it is rated R. It does have strong bloody violence, and you might not like that. It does have blood in it, yes. People die in this movie. There was blood and gore in the film, yes. It basically it's balls to the walls with that, and yeah. Don't think going to this. Oh, this is a comic movie. It's made for kids. No, you won't like it. But David Ayer, you can take that and you can shove your Suicide Squad movie. Is what you do with it. I don't care if Warner Brothers said or did something or whoever made that movie, whatever. Maybe you need to learn how to make a good movie. Yeah, I would say right now DC is doing better with their anime movies than live action. Even though don't get me wrong, I love Superman the movie, Superman 2 the lesser version, and Superman the Lester version, and Superman 3. I love Batman 89, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever. Dark Knight Trilogy, and the Batman. And I like Green Lantern from 2011. I like that movie. And I like a lot of the anime Justice League ones and a lot of the Batman anime ones and Superman anime ones too are pretty good. All Star Superman, meh, that was okay. I wasn't a fan of that one. Didn't hate it, but was not a fan of that movie. But that's just me. But yeah, in live action, I did like Man of Steel, and I do like Wonder Woman of the DCU. This ain't part of the DCU. This was part of the DC anime movie, original movies, and the DC anime movie. I know it's confusing to say. Try saying that all 10 times together, 10 times fast. But it is a DC movie, and this is DC. Zack Snyder. They should have took some notes on how to make a DC movie. Yeah. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay was announced in San Diego Comic Con in July 2017. It features a story about Alan Burnett marking his last film before retirement. On March 21st, Visual Comic was released on a weekly basis, written by Jeff Parker, and you just get the trailer for the movie. The story takes place immediately after the events of the film, as Amanda Waller is still looking to avoid death, with Spectre bearing down on her. She enters Jason Blood in her team for the latest mission. The series then was, oh, so I guess it's a different one. What about the reception? Sales? It earned 851,404 dollars from domestic DVD sales. One critic says, saying that while not everything in film worked, it deserves praise for its sense of humor, the kill of key characters, and its exploration of spiritual subject. And one review says no problems with its graphics. I don't even know that, but okay. It still calls it the best Suicide Squad film. And it gives the squad a bunch of backstabbing criminals being managed by backstabbing Butcher Cat, instead of a friendly team like the 2016 film, which is true. The film was nominated for Golden Road Award for Outstanding Achievement. I don't know if it won any, but that's just a shame. Who cares? I will probably agree with that critic that this is the best Suicide Squad movie you're gonna get. But for the voice cast, hold on. You have Christian Slater as Floyd Lawton Deadshot. Deadshot, of course, he was an assassin. They call him Deadshot. Deadshot wears his mask here, and he's good with a bullet. He doesn't miss a shot. Christian Slater, and I remember him from movies like John Woo's Broken Arrow with John Travolta. I believe he was also in Hollow Man too. He's a good actor. True Romance. Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies since 1985. Blink Twice, Star Trek 6. Well, he had a cameo in that. I'm talking about Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. Just a cameo. Austin Powers International Mystery. I liked Hard Rain. He did with not Demi Moore. Minnie Driver. Yeah, I'm sorry. Minnie Driver and Randy Quaid and Morgan Freeman. Heart of Cash. Zoolander. Playing himself. Mindhunters. Well, yeah, I think working with Val Kilmer in that. Vanessa Williams is Amanda Waller. The leader of the squad. Well, Vanessa Williams. I've seen her movies like, well, the one I think of is Johnson Family Vacation. But I know she was almost up to play Tina Carlisle before Cameron Diaz got that role in The Mask. But she did do a song for that movie. And she was in Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. And Shaft, I'm guessing with Samuel Jackson. And she did another voice for, let's see, did she voice the same character? 2019. Okay, yeah, she voiced Amanda Waller again in Batman Hush. Billy Brown voices Ben Turner, Bronze Tiger. Oh, he voiced Rhino the Wild Thornberries. The animated movie. The Lost World Jurassic Park. He played an engine co-worker, an engine worker. Levu Terrace. Charger 2009. Uh, Elementary. That's Georgia Harkness, Captain Boomerang. He was in Legend of Hercules, which I heard was not a good movie. Justice League Dark Apocalypse. Voicing Captain Boomerang again. And voicing Aquaman in Justice League Society World War II. And voicing Johnny Quick, Aquaman, and Justice League Rise of Infinity Heroes. I guess all three parts. So he gonna go work with DC again. Taylor Strong voices Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn. Oh, the beautiful Tara Strong, of course. Josh, no, she voiced Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, in Batman the Anime Series. Yeah, and by the way, her voice was great in here. I loved her voice. She's so much better than Margot Robbie. Yeah, yeah. She's doing a lot of voice work for like Teen Titans, Teen Titans Go, Rugrats. Yeah, the Fairly Odd Parents, and characters in video games like the Mortal Kombat X, Final Fantasy X2, and Batman Arkham. I guess voice in Oracle. Oracle. But yeah, very beautiful actress and a good voice actress too. Yeah, Christian Barr been starting as Crystal Frost, Killer Frost. Mm, yeah, sorry. Gideon Emery as Sam Park, Copperhead. He's in movies like Blue Crush 2, Cape Good of Hope, which I've never seen, Daredevil, the TV show, the TV series, C. Thomas H. Well as Eber Thawne, Professor Zoom, Reverse Flash. He was in Red Dawn, the original, not that crappy remake in 2012. E.T. the extra, playing a credit as Tom, playing kid in that movie. Tank, Soul Man, like I said, Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen, Gettysburg, uh, Jimmy Parra as Vandal Savage, Winter Flight, Count Vertigo, Batman the Long Halloween, he voiced Al Maroni, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Turtles, the movie, he voiced Krang, Dana Ramirez as Scandal Savage, beautiful actress, by the way. Oh, she was in X-Men Last Stand? Okay. I think it was that character. Yeah, and I remember her in Fat Albert as well. But X-Men Last Stand, her character, like, could run really fast and was, she really had a rivalry with Storm, Halle Berry in that movie. And Halle Berry, shocks her ass. If you've seen X-Men Last Stand, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Dave Finney as Blockbuster, Tobias Well, Black Manta. He voiced some, I guess, Ally in the TV series. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 80s cartoon Rocket Power. Actually, I think that was a Nickelodeon. I watched that show a lot. Actually, that was one of the Nickelodeon. No, that was one of the Nickelodeon shows I grew up watching. One with Rugrats, Guardians of the Galaxy. He just did some voice work for some animated movies and shows, and he voiced T'Chaka in Ultimate Avengers 2: Rise of the Panther. In Incredibles 2, he does additional voices for that, which came out the same year, but that didn't come out until June, I believe. Greg Grunberg voices Steel Maximum, Doctor Fate. Okay, oh, he was in Hollow Man. I remember him in that. Yeah, playing Carter. Yeah, he's in Star Trek 2009, and he was in Star Wars. It says here he was in Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Dave Boat, Dave Boat as Harvey Dent, Two Face. Ultimate Avengers 2, he voiced Thor. Maleficent, the 2014 film, voicing creatures, but he's uncredited Frozen, additional voices. Wreck-It Ralph from Frozen 2, just additional voices. Trevor Deville as Punch. I guess Cissy Jones as Knockout. Julie Nathans as Simon Smythe. Super Banshee. James Edward as Lisa Valentine. Professor Pig. Just people who have done many voice works in animated stuff. Matthew Mercer. Alright, I'm done looking up these people. These folks. Savage Gunmen. Well, I know that it is people that they do hire. They, of course, have done voice work before. And Sam Liu, he has directed some of, like I mentioned many times, he's worked on some of the DC animated movies and Marvel ones, like including Marvel Hulk versus Thor and Wolverine, Thor Son of Asgard or Tales of Asgard, Planet Hulk, and DC films that he's worked on. All Star Superman, Batman Year One, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, Superman Batman Apocalypse. Well, he was like a character designer for those movies. But then he got direct with Justice League Gods of Monsters, which was really good. Justice League vs. Teen Titans, and Justice League vs. the Fatal Five, Batman Killing Joke, Teen Titans, Judas Contract, and Batman and Harley Quinn that he's directed. Alan Burnett, I think Alan Burnett, well, he's retired now, it says, but he worked, I believe he worked on a lot of the DC animated shows. Batman, the animated series, Superman, the animated series, and Justice League animated series. Yeah, and DuckTales. He worked on some of the Batman animated stuff too. Batman animated movies too, like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Return of the Joker, Batman Mystery of the Batwoman, Batman vs. Dracula, Batman Gotham Knight, and other DC characters like Green Lantern vs. Flight. Yeah, so he wrote some scripts for some of the DC movies. Superman Batman Apocalypse, Scooby Doo animated movie, Scooby Doo Abracadabra, Tom and Jerry Meet Sherlock Holmes, Justice League vs. DC Showcase Jonah Hex, Batman Under the Red Hood, Catwoman 2011 short film, Justice League Doom, some Scooby Doo animated movies, Batman Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2 is Superman Unbound, Son of Batman, Batman Souls in Arkham, Justice League Throne of Atlantis, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, Death of Superman, though. He was a co producer on Death of Superman, Reign of Superman, and on Justice League The Fatal Five. Wait a minute, it says he retired, but then it's telling me that he was a writer and producer, so I guess he didn't really retire. Okay. I don't know. Based on Suicide Squad, created by John Ostrander, produced by Sam Liu, edited by Christopher D. Lunks, music by Robert J. Carell. Who's done musical for other DC animated movies? Give me, I'm sorry. I ate spaghetti and yeah, and peanut butter sandwich, so my stomach's a little sorry. Anyway, DC animated films that he worked on. Wait a minute. That he scored, did the film score for were Superman Doomsday, Batman Gotham Knight, Green Lantern First Flight, and some Scooby Doo animated movies, and Batman Souls in Arkham, Justice League Dark. Production companies DC Entertainment, Warner Brothers Entertainment, distributed by Warner Home Entertainment. It was released March 27, 2018. It's 86 minutes long, about 1 hour and 26 minutes of running time. Alright. The film was released digitally on March 27th, 2010, and on DVD and Blu ray on April 10th. Yeah. Well, that's okay. It still comes first anyway. Because after this, I was going to review Avengers Infinity War, but that didn't come out till I think later in April. I remember, yeah, April 27th, I think. So, whatever. It's still the same thing. Still the next review. Anyway, yeah. So, for the plot or the story of the movie, but with the story of the film, hold on, is that, and this story is that it's better up at Belle Reve and that they can only make Amanda Waller, the, the penalty's cold and calculating warden, has a mission only the damned will take on. So what she does is Amanda Waller, she forms a special squad of villains, the Task Force X, the Suicide Squad that consists of Deadshot, Deadshot, her usual was like last time when they went to saw Northam. That was of course Boomerang here, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and newcomers are and Killer Frost. And also you see Copperhead and Bronze Eagle here. Bronze Eagle, not Bronze fucking Eagle. Bronze Tiger, sorry. Bronze Tiger. Forgive me, made a mistake. But she wants, yeah, I could just read it from here. She has Deadshot, Killer Frost, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, Copperhead, and Bronze Tiger. She sets them out on a mission that there's this mystical object that's so powerful they're willing to risk it to steal it. There's sure to be a collision of chaos and universe, so they have to steal this card has a special power of like afterlife. Spoiler alert, there'll be spoilers and spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie, spoiler right now, Amanda Waller I think is dying, and then you have a character named Professor Zoom who was in Justice League, you know, which that was the first DC animated original movie or DC animated movie. Whatever, I'm not going back to the 10th. Well, this is the 10th one, but the first one was Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. Professor Zoom is dying, so he has Blockbuster, Silver Banshee helping him, and he ended up going up against Phantom Savage, who go after Professor Pig. They want to get this card that it'll protect them in the afterlife or something like that, or they can sell it for a price. So it is an ensemble cast, and it's going on playing hot potato with the card, you know. And so Deadshot and his team in the Suicide Squad Task Force X, they have to get this card before it falls into the wrong hands and give it to Amanda Waller so that they can get some time off their sentences. Deadshot's mainly doing it so he can see his daughter again, but they get like some time off of their sentence in prison, so that's why they're doing it as well. So it's a race against life or death. Yeah, and there's a lot of killing in the way. So yes, and this is R rated. So like I said, do not have your kids watch this movie. This is not a children's film. It is rated R. Yeah. This is the first film in the DC AMU to feature the Suicide Squad, but the second film in DC animated version movie following Batman Assault on Arkham. So it takes place after Assault on Arkham. And of course they're in prison, but they do missions sometimes, especially Deadshot, who is a good listener or a good leader, and she has him go on these special missions. But yeah, let's get to the movie. And like I said, so if you haven't seen Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay, turn off the video right now. Don't spoil it for yourself. You've been warned. So here we go. Let's get into the movie. Then I'll read some quotes from it. Pretty much the movie takes place after Ocean Master's defeat at the hands of the Justice League. So Amanda Waller dispatches Task Force X, consisting of Deadshot, Count Vertical, and a criminal couple named Punch and Julie. She needs them to recover a flash drive containing leaked intelligence from Tobias Well. And so they sneak on here. Punch and Julie, they like share a kiss with each other, and like, get a room, you two. Vertigo tells them to quiet it down. So what happens is they go retrieve it. They sneak on the ship. I mean, on this train. And Deadshot gets to know about this guy smoking, so he's like, "Oh, screw it, pow!" Bams him in the head. Uh, there was Snake Vertigo. With his powers, he's like a eyeball. Well, his eyeball, the eyeball by eye patch. When he uses it on you, you feel like you're falling. It's like kind of like Vertigo, like if you're falling to your death or something. Yeah, he does that. So, and Deadshot, him and Deadshot, they sneak into this thing. They sneak into the top of the train, this door, and they I shoot. And when you see blood, you see blood. They shoot at these two guys up to death, and then Vertigo able to trick these guys and get Deadshot plenty of time to shoot them in the head. He pound, pound, and there's blood squads. Blood squibs. Blood and gore here, blood squad. When the shooting and stuff happens. Yeah, this movie doesn't hold back. The 2016 film clearly holds back, and it's PG-13. So yeah, and this movie didn't do that. This movie knows what it is. It knows Sam Liu, the director, and the people that made this movie. They know that these characters are not meant for children. That they're villains, and when you're dealing with villains, it has to be rated R. They eventually, and I do like it though. And I think it's but Julie, the girl, well, Julie, she's got like this crystal ball, like the kind of like this crystal that was she used on. She slices up a guy's arm, cuts his arm off, and then cuts his torso off. And then yeah, she cuts his torso off. Just I'm like, wow, like damn. And Punch can like control you with this laser, and he gets his own men to kill one of his own men, and then gets the guy to kill himself. And they eventually confront Tobias well. What Deadshot does, Deadshot's divine man, he knows Deadshot is like, you're Deadshot. You should be working for me. And Vertigo comes in, but eventually Punch gets him to shoot himself in the head. But Vertigo, who is planning to have Vertigo betrays him. He like punches out Jet Deadshot or hits him or whatever, and they're planning to betray him. And Julie, shoots Punch. That they became a little bit. They plan to copy the flash drive and sell it once their time is served. But thing is, Deadshot, who's been leading the team, has his earbud in here, and Amanda Waller, she knows she's not stupid. Virgo's like, wait, I'm sorry. Maybe we can talk this out, Amanda. Well, we can talk this out, and she blows his head up. And Julie, she tortures. She was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And she starts crying. Her face is about to blow up, but Deadshot, please say something, help me, Deadshot. So Deadshot just, pow, shoots you in the head as a mercy killing. Then you get the opening, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay. Then you get the present day in Gotham City, Professor Pig, who does experiments on people. We really say he wears a pig for a head, a mask, or whatever. And he's going to do, you got Two Face, and he's going to do work on Two Face's face. He's going to actually make Two Face's face cool, so Harvey Dent will be gone. Harvey's freaking out, but Two Face is like, shut up, you punk. Let's get it done. And I was like, no, we gotta worry. So it's like two personalities, but he's gonna put it together where Two Face can be fully the villain he wants to be, without having to flip a coin, I guess. But it doesn't work because he gets kidnapped by Scandal Savage. They knock Harvey out. They kill these other two guards that these ladies with. Scandal and Knockout, who are Vandal Savage's daughters. Wall discovers that, she's got terminal illness. She's probably got like some kind of cancer. She's dying. So she goes to Task Force. She gets Deadshot, Deadshot, and Boomerang are talking. He's like, "You talking about?" Boomerang tries to throw like little paper boomerang at him, and he talks talking about Deadshot's daughter. And Deadshot gets like a rubber band, like a button, able to flip it over, and hits him in the head. Hits him like Captain Boomerang in the eye. I think Boomerang is like the enemy or nemesis of Flash. But eventually, she gets Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Boomerang, along with newcomers like Killer Frost, along with two newcomers, Copperhead and Bronze Tiger. Their mission is to find a man named Phil Maximum and retrieve a mystical black card and Sable get out of hell free. So that's the card I was talking about. So she gives him an RV, Lily an RV. Lily, well, we're gonna take this one easy, and they drive off. It takes them a while, good couple hours to get there. They're driving halfway through. Harley's like, "Oh, let's have food in here, some chicken nuggets." I just loved Tara Strong's voice. I don't care what anybody says. She was great as Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn, may she rest in peace. The voice, those are my Harley Quinn. Yeah, I love Tara Strong as the voice, and she does a great job. I'd only want her, she is the voice, and she did a great job. So was Harley Quinn. Well, man, that's the voice of Harley Quinn, but these two are very lovely and do it right. But eventually they go to a male strip club, which I didn't care for that. I don't even see many things close like Chippendale Club. Yeah, by Bronze Eagle, Bronze Tiger, Levi. This ain't up and away. That's a Disney Channel movie. Character played by Robert Townsend. I'm sorry, Bronze Tiger and Copperhead and Kevin Boomerang staying in the car in the RV. Copperhead wants to go out, but he's like, no, Copperhead, you stay. And Copperhead like is gonna choke him, but he's got like, I'm gonna cut your tongue out, and then they fight. And Deadshot thinking he's not there, is like wants to go, but then he realizes they see Maximum still, but you have Professor Zoom, Silver Banshee, Blockbuster. They show up to kidnap him. Deadshot's able to you know, keeps like Pepper Brush. And he's got the on his wrist. He's got his guns on his wrist there. Yeah, shooting Harley Quinn tries to fight as well. And Zoom, Professor Zoom, or Reverse Flash, you can call him whatever. He's the same character from, but he wants that card too. And the only way to get it is to go against Phantom Savage or something like that, or basically he's looking for the card as well. So eventually does her scream. They able to knock them out though. Yeah, they're able to get away from them, get in the RV and escape. Then they escape with Maximum, and they learn that he was Dr. Fate. Tells them about his story. Explains the card allows. He explains that to them that the card allows the user to skip hell and gain access to heaven, but it can only be used once. Then Scandal and Knockout stole the card from the Tower of Fate because I guess Knockout's like a big woman, and I guess they're sisters, but well, I think the lesbos. I'm like, really? Anyway, Knockout distracts Still Maximum by seducing him. Before he steals the card, though, he just put his mask on. You know, the Dr. Fate mask on to fight them off, but Knockout knocks him the heck out, and they steal the card. He gets accused by the man. He's not Dr. Fate no more. Then he just goes to be a male stripper after that. Okay. And it resulted in Maximum being stripped of his title by Nabu. But if you ask me, Nabu, you put the wrong guy to be Dr. Fate. Even Pierce Bronson was a better Dr. Fate than Black Adam. So they find Scandal in Knockout's apartment because they kidnap Professor Pig. Oh, you do get to see Knockout a bit naked though. You do get to see a bit of her tit, But then her Knockout, her and Scandal are making out. I'm like, really, lesbos, okay. So they sneak into there. They drive the RV over there, of course. But they also drop off Maximum. They just ditch him on the road, on the side of the road, and he gets arrested. But Vandal Savage shows up. They fight them. They get some shots off. But they do fight with Knockout and Scandal. But Vandal Savage shows up himself because he wants the card too. So he tries to fight them, and he's like, I'm gonna get rid of this card and you can't get it. And he's like, he's just putting his poker face on, like playing cards. He's like, well, here's your card, and he closes the elevator. They're about to shoot them in the elevator. The elevator's about to get stuck, but Killer Frost uses her powers to get them going down. And they get out of the elevator and started. Harley Quinn says, I wouldn't use that one if I were you. Broken. Savage just retrieves the car but leaves the wounded Knockout, well, his daughter Knockout. Or if she's his daughter, whatever. Or it's a scandal. Basically, his men shoot her. She attacks and he's like, Father, she's suffering. And then he just shoots her dead. Phantom Savage does not give a crap. He wants that card. I guess you could say that. So Phantom Savage, after being found with a meteor strike rock, which, Waller told him about, when he was a caveman thousands of years ago, 500,000 years ago, he was a caveman, came against this meteor rock, and it made him immortal. So Vandal Savage has lived for a very long time. And maybe his time is coming up and he just wants that card. Because he's lived to conquer and he's probably killed a bunch of people in order to do it. And so he's trying to get his escape from hell, basically. Zoom is able to place trace on the ship. He just runs really fast, able to jump up real fast. Which is Future can, run really fast, jump high enough. He does, but his head starts bleeding. After that, though, Deadshot decides to visit his daughter Zoe. He's asking this girl where she's at. He's like, "You want to do drugs? You want to smoke or whatever?" He's like, "No." And he's like, "Where's my daughter?" And that she's, thinks that it's his daughter. So he's like, "Zoe, Zoe." He goes chases her up there. These two men start pointing gun at him. He's like, "Oh, now they knocks him out." Ron's, Ron's, Ron's Tiger comes up, and him and Deadshot fight. Have a pretty good fight. So they get knocked out by the window. Yeah, Deadshot's with his daughter, but Ron's Tiger retrieves him. Well, they fight for a bit until Harley shows up in the RV, and they start to fight him when they realize it's not his daughter. And Amanda says, "You're lucky, Deadshot. You were one click away from me push this button." And by the way, before they took him for the mission, she put bombs in the head, so that way if they try to escape, they disobey her, show no. And she also gets mad at them for letting Phantom Savage escape with the cord. And he's like, "I shall blow your damn heads off." She doesn't know. But because of what Deadshot did, she's like, "Okay, Bronze Tiger's taking, he's gonna be in charge." He's like, "You heard her, drive." Deadshot drives. They drive to a gas station to get something to eat. Bronze Tiger, Copperhead, Frost goes to the bathroom while Harley Quinn is trying to get something to eat. But zooms him and they kidnap Frost at the gas station and they knock her out. And RV. In the RV, Deadshot, who's in the RV, he gets a call from Scandal, Vandal Savage's daughter. He just tells him right away the location of where he's at. And he does remember that, but he tries to go save Killer Frost, but it doesn't work. Silver Banshee, does her scream. She has a lot of scream. Her ears are bad. But when Silver Banshee does a scream, it makes RV wreck, and Deadshot's kicking. It's like, "Piece that shit thing. And they steal this big bus, and they get away. Meanwhile, they talk to Killer Frost. He needs her help to get the card, and she agrees with it. You see that he's sickening, that his arms are shaking, that he's dying. He's taking it because he's dying. Spoiler alert, in Justice League Flashpoint Paradox, when he was fighting Flash about to kill Barry, Batman, the Thomas Wayne version of that Batman, shot him in the head. So he's got like a bullet through his head. His head's got like a big hole in it, and he's dying from that injury. Probably afraid to go to hell. He's trying to just use the court to escape it. And he convinces Killer Frost to join them, and she's happy to. But Azuma's able to lure the squad to a trap. They're thinking to save her, you know, and they're just like, "I can't see her in there. Nobody's moving." And they go in there. Copperhead, I forgot to mention there's a scene where Copperhead, when they go to the gas station to eat, he like, sticks his tongue out at a guy. Guy drops like, "Oh," thought that was funny. But anyway, Copperhead tries to go under the house, but Killer Frost is able to use her abilities to to freeze the bomb. Squall blows it up, and her team leader Tiger, she accidentally blows up. Tiger doesn't die, but he's barely injured. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Just when I was starting to like him, yeah, he's just injured in the blast, but he's not dead. He's just heavily injured. And like I told you, Scandal did tell Deadshot that information, so they infiltrate his lair. They shoot some people up, shoot some of the other bad guys up, hmm, which I thought was pretty entertaining. Again, you get some blood going there, some shots going off. You know, they find Professor Pig. They find him, but he's been shot dead in the head. But he was able to implant the core into his chest, I guess, because Phantom Savage says, "Okay, I'm done with him, so just kill him." Of course, something Savage would do. And knowing his daughter's too heartfelt about things, yeah, but he's used to that. Savage is able to like shock them to death because they're standing like on the floor they're standing on. It's like shocks them, but eventually Zoom henchmen attack. They're able to freeze, well, Killer Frost freezes the group, and she not, and Zoom is able to get in there and get the chip, get the card that's into his chest, and it does kill him. And like I said, Zoom was killed by Batman in the timeline, like I mentioned Justice League. I've already mentioned it, but managed to stay alive because we calling on the Speed Force. That's what I forgot to mention. Frost double crosses Zoom, killing Silver, Banshee, and Blockbuster by freezing them their insides and stealing the car for ransom. I guess planning to use the car for herself or using it to get a lot of money and commit crimes. But Copperhead gets out and her and Copperhead fight. And Waller hears where her betrayer was like, "I'm gonna kill that bitch." But during their fight though, even though she freezes his head, Waller detonates the bomb in Copperhead's head, the chip in his head, and his head blows up and kills him and Killer Frost. She's like, "Motherfucker," and then blows up. Captain Boomerang attempts to steal the car also. Well, he tries to run out of there. Then he knocks out Floylot and knocks out Deadshot and leaves Harley and just gets out of there as fast as he can. But eventually Zoom meets him and Zoom is like, "Give me the card or that's it, I'm gonna kill you." And Zoom gives him quite a beating. But then Tiger, well, he's also confronted by Tiger. But Boomerang's eventually knocked out and possibly killed. Zoom slices multiple. Tiger does battle Zoom, but I mean these are cuts. He gives like 10, 25 something cuts with a small dagger. He just slashes at him. And like I said, this show doesn't play around with blood. It has that. Tiger dies from blood loss. Yeah. And Deadshot tells him the story about Batman, and he's able to use I guess one of his knives and throws it at Zoom's fingers, cutting Zoom's fingers off, and he dies from the last act. But it gives Deadshot enough time. Deadshot's got his gun. Deadshot, shoots Professor Zoom, reverse flash, kills him, and shoots him in the head. And this time he's dead for good. Yeah. And you feel bad for Tiger when he lost Tiger when he dies. He wasn't really a villain. He was a vigilante. You hear the story that he lost his wife. He truly is a Christian and believes in heaven, and he eventually passes away, and his body, his soul ascends to heaven. Boomerang's still alive. He's just knocked out. Now that the car is useless, he can sue Amanda Waller, and I'm sure she ain't gonna be happy now because she can't use it now. Huh. Deadshot, becomes a free man and goes sees his daughter Zoe. They just smile at each other, and then the movie ends there. Yeah, so that's Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. Yeah, really good movie. Maybe some quotes real quick. Oh, sorry. I heard about poor little Julie. Bitch stole my look, but overall to give her a whole new makeover with a baseball bat. Look at that bag of marbles, that fella. You missed your calling, Snake Eyes. The chest go crazy. Bored now, going out. No, we're in standby. Deadshot gave us a murder duty. So much for not taking orders from murderers, Benji. Shut up, Boomer. Sit your ass down. Maybe, Mike. I don't kill innocents, but I doubt if you're qualified. But it'll be back, I'll rip your mouth in half. You're on a mission. You don't wonder how. You don't make trouble, and you don't piss me off. That nudge I was frisking the boys and I had to cool her off. Sidekicks have needs you. No, we have needs. You don't suppose Waller really believes this mumbo jumbo, do you? Like what? You know that you can skip hell. Beats me, I always thought that it was hell. Captain Kangaroo. Hey, alright. First of all, that's offensive. I'll tell you nothing. If anyone truly deserves hell, it's Waller. That bitch knows it. Playing God the way she does. I ain't worried. I know I'm going to heaven. Anyone who can put up with Mr. J deserves a break. The problem is, sweetheart, you have to die in order to find out how it really works. It'd be pretty bloody impressive if I didn't. What about you, Gunman? Think the car can wipe away all the blood you spilled? I believe in heaven, Boomer. Every time you shut your mouth. You joke about heaven and hell with this shot, but trust me, they exist. There's not a moment that goes by I don't end up wondering if this will be my judgment day. Well, now I'll end up the woman I love, or face a lake of hellfire with the vermin that brought me down. The only thing anyone can hope for is the divine intervention. The grace of God can we save from eternal damnation. For all the blood we spilled, everything else is just talk. So I guess the guard couldn't hurt them. I can't save you. I'm beyond salvation. You didn't want to have it either. She doesn't deserve it. What's her name? Your fiance. Maya show. Pretty name. I'll be damned. And yeah, give my final opinion on this movie. I'm almost done here. Give me a minute. This was really good. And I like the title, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. I like this movie. First of all, I like the story. The story was really good. I like how this film is rated R. I like that it has blood and gore in it. And it's bloody. People do die. It doesn't hold back on the R rating. Like I said, it's not for kids. So don't sit here, don't think that, oh, it's just a comic book movies for kids. No, it's not. You're gonna be very disappointed. But like I said, it's up to you if you want to let kids watch it. But if you don't like your kids watching radar movies, don't let them watch this. Not every comic book movie is for kids, and this movie is not. It is bloody and gory. There is strong violence in it, and some nudity sometimes. And it does have strong bloody violence. There's people that die. I mean, I'm not just die. They can get shot a couple times, cut, stab. Yeah, it doesn't really hold back on the blood. And these characters, they're not good people. They're not good guys. They're villains. They turn their backs on each other's, and they do kill. So, yeah, yeah. Did have a good story. The voice cast I thought was good. I thought Christian Slater did a great job as the voice of Deadshot. Tara Strong as Harley Quinn did great. Vanessa Williams as Amanda Waller, she did great. Billy Brown as Bronze Tiger was good. A lot of the cast was good. I liked the characters in here. I liked Captain Boomerang. I liked, yeah, he was a lot better than Jai Courtney, who I thought was annoying in that movie. And Tara Strong is a better Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn looks real cool in this movie. I love the artwork here for the movie. Really good poster. Like a little, artwork on the film here. DC, I don't know, they just always make great artwork for their movies. I love the artwork, their posters they have for the movies. Yeah. Copperhead was a cool character. Killer Frost was too. Yeah. It's got an interesting story. It's a very ensemble cast. So you got three sides of villains here fighting over this card, and I like that it's a card that you can use to either, escape from hell and go to heaven. Plays well in that at life and death, But it works really good. I like the characters. The animation is really good too. I love the animation. The story's good. And it's very entertaining. I love the whole point that they're driving an RV throughout the movie in a bus. I thought that was pretty entertaining. And the humor is good too. Yeah, I would just say it's the best Suicide Squad movie because unlike the 2016 film, they're not trying to be like a family. I'm like, no, they're not. They're villains. And villains would turn their back at each other. They would shoot each other, backstab each other as much as they could. Yeah, and they do that in here. Yeah, the problem with the 2016 Suicide Squad film, the reason that movie sucks, well, number one, they don't have Joker in this movie. You didn't need Joker in this film. You didn't need Joker played by Jared Leto in 2016 film. You didn't need him here either. They don't have Joker in this movie, thank God. Uh, but I do have some problems with the movie. Before I get to that, I do think Sam Liu did a great job directing. Alan Burnett gave us a good script. He does good. The editing and the music score is even good too at times. Not totally memorable, but it's good editing. It's not trying to throw like the 2016 film. It tries to throw in the 80s, 70s music. It tries to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I felt like they were trying to be like that with Suicide Squad. They're basically just trying to be Avengers. You're trying to mainly be Guardians of the Galaxy, and you can't do that with these characters. They're not Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, not saying Guardians can't have it be darker at all, but that is more of a PG-13 movie, and they're heroes. But these guys, Suicide Squad, is not. And yeah, Sam Liu and the writers, the people on DC, they know the characters the best. They know how to handle them. Yeah, maybe Zack Snyder, Josh Whedon, they can learn to take some notes on how to do a DC film right. Mm. And it's 86 minutes long. It goes by at a good fast pace. We're on 26 minutes. It doesn't feel like it. It goes by at a real good pace. I like the side characters like Professor Pig. Well, they had that much to do in here. I like the knockout and I don't like Professor Zoom in here. Vandal Savage, okay, problems I have. I don't think Vandal Savage needs to be in this movie because number one, he's immortal. Why would he need the card anyway? Even if he dies, he'll come back to life. Just like I said, he's immortal. He can't really die. So that was stupid for them to add them in here. I mean, I like seeing Scandal's daughter and Knockout, but I do think maybe they should have been working with Zoom. I think that would have been more interesting. Vandal Savage, you could have kept out of the movie, but I guess they wanted to make him a big part of it, even though Vandal Savage doesn't have a lot of screen time in here, like Zoom does. And Zoom has a good reason because he was shot in the head and knows he's probably going to be damned and is trying to get out of it as much as he can, trying to run out of the situation, no pun intended, trying to run as fast as he can. But yeah, and the characters being lesbos, I'm like, really? Yeah, you don't need to. That was a little woke there for just a few seconds, but you know, but still, they were good characters though. But I could definitely tell they were lesbo. I'm like, yeah, because nowadays they love to play hard on that DC sometimes. Not just DC, but other movies do too sometimes. Well, I'm sorry. You want to be gay in real life? Hey, that's fine. I have nothing against you for that. Do what makes you happy, but don't add that into the movies. I don't need that in my movies, my entertainment. Okay, all I want is an entertaining movie. You don't need to woke me in the face with that some people are gay. Some people are, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want to get into all that anyway. Anyway, regardless, though, I do think Venom Savage shouldn't have been in the movie much. You know, it does add a little too many characters, though. But the movies are very entertaining to watch. It's entertaining all the way through. Like I said, it's only 6 minutes. It's got a good story. The characters are good, and the best thing about it is rated R. It is a very entertaining movie. I just don't think Venom Savage or his daughters needed to be in the movie. Yeah, unless they were going to help versus Zoom should just been the main focus. Yeah, I like Vandal Savage, but in here you didn't need him. I have him in Justice League Doom, and I do wish that there was a bigger fight with the squad and stuff. With these characters. Maybe you could have instead of killing separate mansions, you could have a bigger climax at the end. You know, but again, when you have Vandal Savage in there, you probably have too many villains. Also, they have to you know kill some off by one by one. Yeah, but anyway, despite that, it does have an interesting story. It does have a good story. It has a good plot. The humor is good. I love what Harley Quinn is good in here. Deadshot is too. Love all the characters in here. It's very entertaining. These characters backstab each other, and again, they're not heroes. They are villains. When you come to making a movie about a villain, like Joker 2019, I have the sequel. Yeah, I know I do, but because I showed it off in the video, but I haven't seen that. But and Joker is rated R because you can't make villains PG-13. It just doesn't work. You know, if Venom made money in 2018, that came out this year, that came out 2018, by the way. If that made money, it's probably because it was the title Venom, and Venom's a pretty big Spider-Man character, Spidey villain, so that's probably why that made some money. Of course, that's why they probably had sequels. And they brought Carnage in, and then you had the last movie that came out last year, The Last Dance. But that's Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. Good movie. So my rating for Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, my rating for the film is, it's still my favorite Suicide Squad movie. I still think it's the best, but there's issues I have with it. I still have those issues with it. And despite that, though, it's still an entertaining movie. It's still a great, and it's still, excuse the pun, it's one good hell of a Suicide Squad movie. Better than the 2016 movie. Yeah. David Ayer, take notes. You should have done a Suicide movie. Shame on you. You need to take notes. Watch this movie. Learn how to do a Suicide Squad movie the right way. Warner Brothers. Stop trying to pander to kids. Pander to younger audiences. These movies are for adults. Uh, yes, these characters are meant for adults. Yes. But anyway, my rating for Suicide Squad Hell to Pay is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. And my rating for the film is 4 to 5 stars. And tell me again what you think about this movie down below. What do you think of Suicide Squad Hell to Pay in your opinion? If you've seen it, what is your least favorite Suicide Squad movie? The 2016 film, Batman Southern Arkham. Come on, that is a Suicide Squad film, not a Batman film. But, or the Suicide Squad 2016. Uh, which ones do you like? How would you rank the Suicide Squad movies, including the 2016 film, Batman Southern Arkham, and this film, and the Suicide Squad from 2021? How would you rank them, guys, and what's your favorite Suicide Squad movie? Live action or animated? My favorite Suicide Squad movie is this, Hell to Pay. So yeah, definitely the best one in my opinion. I do like the one written by James Gunn, but I do have issues with it more than I do this movie. But anyway, guys, the next review, another 2018 superhero review. Let's see. Just give me a few minutes here. It is an MCU movie, Marvel movie. I just want to make sure I'm putting it right. Okay. It's just sorry. It's acting weird. And the next one, this stars an ensemble cast as well. Yeah, including the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy in the same movie. This is the 19th film in the MCU. It is a sequel to the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. Directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. Starring a really big cast, which is Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson. And I'm not going to name the entire cast. This is an ensemble film, a very big ensemble movie. And of course, that is, I'm talking about the 19th film in the MCU. That is Avengers Infinity War. We're finally getting to these movies. Yeah, we will get to Endgame, but Endgame didn't come out till 2019. So it'll be a while. Yeah. Epic event, Peter Travers. I agree. Yep. All these characters assemble. All your favorite more characters assembled in one movie. But Avengers Infinity War, this will be next. So the 19th film in the MCU. Yes, and this will be the next Marvel movie as well. So guys, hopefully stay tuned for my review of Avengers Infinity War. Oh yeah, Thanos, awesome villain. But Avengers Infinity War will be the next review. So stay tuned for that. And again, my rating for Suicide Squad Hell to Pay is 4 to 5 stars. Ooh, that was chicken. Let's look over here on top. It looks like it's broken a bit, but it's 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. So guys, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think of Suicide Squad Hell to Pay in your opinion? And stay tuned for the 19th film in the MCU, the next review, superhero review, 2018. Sorry, just something hurt my foot or something. But anyway, I'm alright. But Avengers Infinity War coming up next, so stay tuned for this. Coming up next. So stay tuned for this. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.